wouldn't lie to you. Doesn't matter what I do, she's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart stops beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league.
Hello everybody, hope you're well. If you haven't gathered by the intro, this video is all about this, the VTOMAN, and this is the VTOMAN Jump 2200. And as you saw in the intro video, this does something that very few other power packs actually do. And that you can buy this, and you have to buy this separately, but you can buy these jump leads that plug into this socket here, and you can start your vehicle off it. So if you think about it, most power packs you buy, you use for in your home, and we'll test this in the cottage later on, using your camper van, in your garden, anywhere you want mains power or 12 volt power to charge up various bits and pieces. But if you take this away camping with you, or if you keep it with you in your camper van and you get a flat battery, if you buy these additional bits, you just plug this in here and you can jump start your van or your car or even a boat using the power that's in this unit. So I think these are really good, and I love it when you buy a unit and it does the more than one trick. This does everything basically that a power unit normally does, but the additionality of having this is brilliant, because you can be stuck in the middle of nowhere looking for somebody to gonna jump start your car or your van off another car, waiting for ages for somebody to come, or ringing the AA, and it takes for ages, doesn't it, for somebody to turn up, and even if you have the jump leads. So having this and them, just having these packed away, this enables you to use all that power out of this to start your vehicle as well as everything else. So as the size of this battery, it's a 1548 watt hours, the capacity is 2200 watts, and you can extend it as well. So you can put an extension battery in this, so you can extend it up to 3096 watt hours. And it has a surge boost in this as well, which will take it up to 4400 watts. And what that basically means is there's some products like drills and sanders and some microwaves even that use more power to start with than the drop down. And this unit has the capacity to cope with that as well. And although this is a great price, you're not losing much in the quality. It doesn't have an app, which is the main thing. So it hasn't got an app, so you need to be around it to use the buttons on it. But that's the main difference between this and some of the others. There is another difference as well, is that the charging unit that comes with this still has a charging brick. It's not just a cable. We'll have a look at that in a couple of minutes. But it can be extendable. So this socket here is for the jump leads. You do have to buy those separately. And there's various types of these you can buy. They're on Amazon and all over the place. They plug in there, and that socket there is for an extendable battery, so you can expand the battery on this as well. You've got three 3-pin main sockets, AC output. It's a full sound wave inverter, and you've probably heard this 1,000 times, but what that means is it's safe to use with sensitive equipment. They're used to, because the batteries in these are actually DC, and to convert that to AC it goes through an inverter, and you used to get an old-fashioned inverter that produced a digital wave. And we used to call it a sound wave, but now it's known as a sine wave. So on an oscilloscope you'll see a curve of the power going from positive to negative when it's in AC, alternating current, and that's what it means. On an old-fashioned version it'd be stepped, be like a rock face. This is nice and smooth, which makes it safe for sensitive equipment. So if you're using medical equipment, laptops or anything like that, super safe for that. There's a LiFePO4 Pro battery in this, so you'll get 3000 cycles before it drops to 80%. And what that means again is that the battery in this will depreciate, but it'll only depreciate in its capacity. So it'll move down to about 80% after you've charged it and discharged it 3,500 times, which will work out to be about 10 years if you was trying to use it every day, which nobody will. So it's going to last you a long time. It's got the traditional cigarette socket on there, the 2 barrel connectors, there's 2 more barrel connectors at the top, there's 2 USB-C outputs, and there's 3 standard USBs on here at 4 amp. Has a vent on the side, has a light on the back with 5 different settings, a low setting, a medium setting, high setting, and it does the out flashing and the SOS. It's not a bad looking unit. It reminds me of an old-fashioned Roberts radio in those colours. The last time I did a video about VTOMAN, the jump one with these leads, is people kept asking how long are they? Well, you can extend these by fitting them to jump leads. Obviously you get a bit of power loss. But I would say from the actual socket to here, they're about 1 foot long, maybe a bit longer. So you haven't got a lot of movement, and obviously they're fitting there, but you can clip jump leads into this to where you want to be, and you don't need full length jump leads. So if you're customizing this to fit your van, you could cut these leads off here, put some connectors on and make them as long as you need them to be, and maybe a bit thicker cable, or have a shorter pair of jump leads that you clip into this at the right length for your vehicle. It's a straightforward display on this. It tells you what power you've got, how much power is going out and how much power is going in, and it's a black and white display. Does the job, nothing fancy. Does have a handle on the top. I'm not a fan of the handles on this, but this one has 2 screws in here, and you can take the handle off, which means it lowers it if you want to fit it into a cupboard. As I say, it doesn't have an app, so you have to use it for the controls on the front. Real simple. DC controls all these, USB controls all these, AC controls these, and when you plug your battery in here for your extension and your jump leads in there, it switches it on automatically. The fans, as you've just heard, are quite loud on it, but when I was charging this, it was probably taking about 300 watts, and it wasn't running the fans at all. It just seems to be when you first switch it on, it switches the fans on as it sets itself up. The 12 volt side of this on the DC is the traditional cigarette socket. You do have these barrel connectors, but this is only at 10 amp. So this is my air fryer. So it's switched on. It's on full power. And this is currently running at 845 watts. It's a great size air fryer, that. So let's try it with my kettle and the air fryer both on. So that's now running at 1530 watts. So you can make a chip butty and you can make yourself a cup of coffee. So we now have sandwich toaster, kettle and that air fryer running, and it's running at 2230 watts. The fans are running, but it's powering them perfectly. And we will take this now back to the cottage and plug it into our off-grid system and see how it copes with that. That's a real good way of checking the inverter to see it's a quality inverter. That's after I've had a cup of tea. So if you've not seen our videos before, we have an off-grid setup in our cottage. We have this transfer box which you can switch from main power to a generator, and this goes to a 13 amp plug, and we check all our big power units in this way. So I'll just switch that on. This is connected to the mains in the transfer box, or to this plug, and it goes up to our household socket, fuse box, and everything runs from there. So if this is a good inverter, it won't click any of the fuses off. See how much it's using. The fans have come on, the AC is on. Now I just need to turn the power off. So we've got no power in the cottage now, and now we're over to the generator, the VTOMAN, and it's currently running 770 watts. Backwards and forwards as the fridges and things go off. And up here in the fuse box, none of the fuses have clicked off, so it proves it's a good inverter. If there'd have been any problems with the inverter on this, it'd have flicked those fuses off straight away. So you get with it this charging brick, which is a big brick, and the mains lead that fits with that. So that's a bit of a compromise, because on a modern one you'd just get the lead, and this will be built into the unit, but I suppose it makes the unit slightly lighter because you don't carry this charging converter around with you. You get a 12-volt cigarette socket lead. It'll take a long time to charge for this, but you can charge it up from your car socket. You get a USB-C to USB and a USB-C to USB-C lead. And in the instruction book it says to charge from mains power it'll take 3,300 watts and it'll take 4 to 5 hours. So it's not exactly a fast charging unit. It will take 9 to 12 hours using this, because it's only putting a minimum amount of power in. And solar, it'll take 12 to 60 volts from solar. I do like that everything comes in a little case. But this is all about, I think with this unit, it's all about the versatility of being able to use this to start a vehicle. And the price of this. It's still got the LiFeO4 batteries in, the phosphate battery. So it's a quality battery in that. It's got a good inverter. And you can use this to start your vehicle. That's the main selling points of this, and the price just tops it off. I'm not 100% sure of the price now because this offer's on at the moment, and if I get it before I edit the video I'll put it below now, and there might even be another discount code in the description. But if it's not at the bottom of the screen, just check the description for all the information. Here's some of the stats on the box. You can pause that and read all the specification on there. I do like it when they put it on the box like that. It makes it a lot easier than having to search through the websites or the instruction book. So that just leaves me to tell you how you can win one of these, as Louis clears off as usual. So there is one of these to give away, but VTOMAN are going to post it directly to the winner. So to enter, it's the same as usual. Now Louis having a drink of water in there, that's what you can hear. To enter, it's the same as usual. You need to be a subscriber, you need to be in the UK, and in the comments of this video you need to leave the words "I want one." One will be randomly picked from that. In a future video when we do the announcement of the winners of the GPS unit for the motorbike, we'll also announce this one, and we'll show the slide of the winning comment in that video. You then need to contact me if you're the winner at onemanandhiswhippet@gmail.com. We'll check you're a subscriber and that you're in the UK. We'll get your postal details and your telephone number and we'll send it over to VTOMAN and they'll post a brand new one of these out directly to you. As I say, there's an offer going on at the moment, so do check the description. The value for these are incredible at the moment, and it's a really good buy at that price, particularly with that jump start thing I keep going on about. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and we'll see you at the next one. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Hey, do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart stops beating when my headlights shining on.